to my porch. This is Motivation Monday. Today we are going to talk about something that y'all know I push like a drug dealer. Staying true to yourself. Here's the kicker. Without apology. See, I don't think, my nose itching. I don't think you owe apologies for being yourself. I also don't think you have to defend yourself for being who you are. To me, you defend yourself if you're accused of wrongdoing. Being yourself, being an individual, being unique is not a wrongdoing. So you don't owe anybody an explanation for who you are or why you are the way you are. Only if you are hurting people, doing something wrong, doing something illegal, then defend yourself, explain yourself. Other than that, no. You be who you want to be. Now, we do not have to fit in. Let me read you these quotes before we go on. These are two quotes I found that I love. The first one says, a girl should be two things, who and what she wants. Coco Chanel said that. Then, always be a first-rate version of yourself and not a second-rate version of someone else. And that was Judy Garland. I absolutely love those quotes. See, I think where my generation and older, we were raised a certain way that you act a certain way, you don't cause a scene, good girls don't get tattoos. No, that was a little bitty old taxi. I think, it's chilly out here today, so I got my jacket on. Otherwise, well, you can see part of that one. I think we've seen how many tattoos I have. I think I've talked about it before. I was raised, good girls don't get tattoos, but I've always loved them. I don't know why. Don't have to explain to you why. The fact is, I liked them and I wanted them, but I conformed. I conformed to the thought that, okay, I better not get one because then somebody will think I'm not a good girl. Tattoos don't make your who you are, your character. Tattoos have nothing to do with your character. Nothing. So one day at 53, I'm 58 now. Gonna be 59. Ooh, 59 in July. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I was just 16 the other day. What y'all? So at 53, I don't even know. It just, one day I was like, you know what, girl? You grown. You want a tattoo? Go get a tattoo. And that first one is all it took. I got addicted. I love getting tattoos. I love the whole process. How it feels, everything about it. I love everything about it. And I think, why did I wait so long to do something that makes me happy? Part of staying true to yourself is not giving two you-know-whats about what somebody else thinks of you. I don't care who likes my tattoos and who don't. That's me. That's part of who I am. That's just, it's what I like. It's a way to express myself. And I'm good with that. So that's what we're talking about today, is to stay true to yourself without an apology. I'm not apologizing to anybody for having tattoos on my body, because frankly, it's none of their business. As long as I'm not tattooing you, I'm not holding you down, and I'm not forcing you to get one, then it don't matter what you think about my tattoos. Same way for all these other things we're going to talk about. It does not matter what anybody thinks of you in the way you want to live your life, as long as you're not hurting anybody. That's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about staying true to yourself. We try too much to conform because I think we were raised that way. Kids these days, they don't have an ounce of problem not conforming. They don't have an ounce of trouble being themselves, being who they want to be, looking and sounding and listening to what they want, because that's what they like. They're fine with it. And everybody, well, there's always going to be an exception, you know. There's always somebody out there that's going to poo-poo you. But for the most part, conforming makes me think, hold on a minute. It's chilly out here. Rained all night, rained all morning. Kind of rained a little bit, I can't tell. It's like if there's a round hole over here and you're a square peg, don't kill yourself trying to whittle your edges down to get into that round hole. Go over here and find you a square hole. Find you some more square pegs. You'll fit in somewhere. Trust me. You will fit in somewhere. You don't have to fit in with what you think is the norm. Who sets the norm anyway? Is there a norm king and queen that says this is what's going to be normal? No. Normal is relative. Normal is who you are and who you want to be. That's your normal. It's not somebody else's normal. So don't worry about fitting into the round hole. You a square peg, go find you some more square pegs. You'll fit in with them. Now, this is a hard one too. Learning to say no. I put this in here because a lot of times we don't stay true to ourselves because we do things we do not want to do. We do things we don't have time to do. We do things we don't have the energy to do. We do things we just don't like to do. It makes me think of that episode of Friends when, in the very beginning, Ross had to move out because, you know, his wife. And he was getting an apartment and he got some furniture from IKEA. And you know, anything about IKEA, you have to put the furniture together. And so Joey and Chandler were going over and they asked Phoebe if she wanted to come over and help. She's like, oh, well, I'd like to, but I don't want to. Be like Phoebe. Just tell the truth. You ain't got to say it to where you hurt nobody's feelings, but you just, I mean, don't feel obligated because you're asked to say yes. That's the same way when my phone rings. Just because my phone's ringing, I don't feel obligated to answer it. Listen, I screen my calls anyway, so. But even if it's somebody I know, if I am in the middle of something, it's not rude to just finish what you're doing and then take time to make that call. It's not rude. It is not rude looking after yourself. That's where we gotta get that out of our mind, that saying no means we're being ugly or hateful or we don't care. No. Listen, the way I look at it is that old saying, you can't pour from an empty vessel. You no good to nobody if you're running on E. You got to tend to yourself. I put here, goes along with that, make a date with yourself. You say no to somebody, it's because you have something you need to do for you. Make a date with yourself. Tell yourself no. It's not just other people you're telling no, it's telling yourself no. Tell those dishes in that sink they can wait. You've got a book to read. Or you got a movie to go to. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, Holly will go to a movie by herself in a heartbeat. If there's a movie she wants to see and nobody want to watch it with her, she'll just go. She don't care. Go to a coffee shop, one of my favorite things to do is to just get in my car, turn on my music, and go. And y'all know that about me. I love being in my car and driving by myself. I just do. I like shopping by myself. Listen, go eat by yourself. There ain't no... This is what gets me about... You know, there's like a... well, why they're eating by themselves? Wonder why they're all alone. Well, maybe because they're hungry. You ever thought of that? If you get hungry, it's just food. It is not like the end of the world if you go sit and eat food by yourself. You're just eating. You're just sustaining your body. So learn to like yourself. Learn to do things on your own because you want to do them, because you enjoy them. Don't, oh my gosh, do not sit at home alone because you don't have somebody to do something with. You can't live your best life being afraid of doing something by yourself. Yeah, it's nice if you have somebody to do something with, but if there's something you really, really want to do, then go do it. You want to go to a yard sale? Go to a yard sale. You don't have to have somebody along with you. Just get your... Used to be in the old days, we get the newspaper on Friday, and we would circle and find where all of them are clumped together, go out and eat breakfast, and then hit the roads, going to all the yard sales. That was when we still had newspapers. I don't know if we still have a town newspaper or not, to tell you the truth. Those were the good old days, weren't they? But if that's what you like to do, then that's what you do. Don't wait on somebody else. Find a hobby that goes along with it too. I think I'm slurping my coffee. Find a hobby. Hold on just a minute. Find a hobby that you like. Not that somebody else likes. I guess I can use yard selling as a example since we're talking about it. Let's say your best friend, she loves the yard sale. And you can take it or leave it. But you really like to paint. But every Saturday morning, she expects you to, all right, now in the morning we're going to go get our breakfast and we're going to hit the roads and we're going to find the sales. But that's not your thing. You would rather be at home painting. Well, maybe come to a compromise. Don't be scared to tell her, yard sale is your thing, but it's not really my thing. I love you and I like to spend time with you, but I also have things that I want to spend time doing. Maybe we could yard sale together one Saturday a month, and then the other Saturdays I want to paint, or I want to read a book, or I want to do a puzzle, or I want to sit and play a game on my phone. It don't have to be what anybody else likes. Don't do what somebody else likes just for the sake of doing it. Do what you like. You know what I like to do? What do I like to do? I like to watch Criminal Minds. I watch Criminal Minds more than probably anything else I do. And I started over when I feel overwhelmed, sad, I'm just having a bad day, I turn on Criminal Minds. It is like my security blanket. And I don't care. Call me a couch potato. I don't care. You need to be out doing this, that, or the other. I don't care. It's what makes me happy. And so it's what I do. That's what you got to do. You got to find what makes you happy, and you got to do it. Now, the next thing, I have talked about this before. Wear the clothes you like to wear. Just like, who sits around saying what's normal? Who sits around saying what the style is? Who says, this fall the style will be da-da-da? Who does that? I want their job, and I'll tell everybody what to wear. No. Listen, if you're 75 years old and you want to wear bell bottoms, guess what? Go on down to Belk's and buy you some bell bottoms. if you want to wear striped shirts and you're chubby and you like stripes, then wear stripes. There ain't no rules when it comes to clothes. People think they, oh, run like a squirrel, run like the wind. People like to think there are clothing rules, but there are not. Now, I'm all for wearing what you want to wear, but I will say this, cover up. Don't have private parts hanging out. That's where I draw the line in expressing yourself. You gotta be decent about it. Style is one thing, nakedness is another. Listen, the top and the bottom needs to be covered up. You see what I'm saying? Listen, if whatever you wear, if you think you look good, then you wear it. There ain't no law. Same with jewelry. That goes with part of your clothes. Like if you like the big earrings, remember the big earrings used to be the thing. Ooh, I had my share of big earrings. If I decided I wanted to bring big earrings back, then was it to somebody? If I want to wear bell bottoms, peasant top, big old earrings, and a headband around my head at 58 years old, was it to somebody? They might think, look how stupid you look. Well, guess what? Stupid is as stupid does. Whatever that means. If I want to walk around looking like I just fell out of the 70s, then that is my business. That is being true to myself. Anything that you want to wear is okay. You don't have to follow the trends from Paris, you know, or the runway. Listen, you've seen some of that stuff on the runway. People don't wear that out on the street, but guess what? If they want to, it's okay. So wear what you want to wear. Be unique in your clothes. Be unique in your hairdo. There was this woman at Walgreens. She was the checkout lady. I hadn't seen her there in a couple of years. She had mermaid hair, and she was minimum in her late 60s. And she had the multicolored mermaid hair. You know, those pastelish looking blues and pinks and seafoam greens and stuff like that. And I loved it. I told her, I said, I love your hair. What I loved more than her hair was the fact that she had the you-know-whats to wear that hair. She was living her best life. That's what she was doing. Without any explanation to anyone. Without any apology for being who she wanted to be. Whether you liked it or not. I told David if he could have his hair back, because he used to love his hair. Let me tell you, he loved his hair. Losing your hair is not just a thing that bothers women. It bothers men too. It's like more acceptable for men to lose their hair than it is for women. It's like acceptable as in the fact not that you're looking down on somebody. I think it's more genetically apt to happen to men, and so it's more expected, I guess you would say, more expected to see men lose their hair than women. Although we do, you can see I've lost so much hair, which I never had a lot to begin with, but I at least had it. And then since I've let it go white and quit coloring it, the white in my scalp just kind of blend in and makes me kind of look bald sometimes, but you know what, it just is what it is. He used to have his hair feathered when we first met. He had his hair feathered. His hair was baby fine. It was like baby hair, no joke. It was like baby hair. So he had to hairspray it. Well, he had it feathered. I mean, he'd kill me if he knew I was I think I've told y'all before, he used more hairspray than I did. Y'all remember Consort from Ian? He used Consort from Ian. He would spray that hair down and he would pat that down. He would go like that. There wouldn't be a hair out of place. I'm going to tell you what, he was styling. Well, since losing his hair, I told him if I could blink my eyes and give him back hair, I wouldn't care how he wore it. I wouldn't care if he had the biggest pompadour, rabbit ridge, as Andy Griffith called it. I wouldn't care if he greased it up, flipped it up, twirled it out. I wouldn't care, just as long as he could have his hair and I'd walk down the street with him. You think I care what somebody thinks when they look at us if he had wild, crazy hair? No. That's why if you see men and they got a big old long ponytail hanging out the back, don't turn your nose at them. You let them worry about how they want to wear their hair. That ain't no... That ain't none of your business, you know. He might not have another hair on his head up under that ball cap, but he's holding on to his youth, and it makes him feel good. It makes him feel better because he's got that much hair. So if you want to grow your hair long, then grow your hair long. You can see that little ponytail back there. I have not had a haircut. This June will be 2 years. I've not had a haircut in 2 years. I used to keep the back of my hair a 4-guard. You know, where men use those guards when they get their hair buzzed. I used to use a 4 on the back of mine. That is how short. She would have it so short she would have to shave my neck hairs just like a man, because I couldn't stand my hair touching me. That's why it stays in the ponytail now, because when it's laying down on my neck, I get hot. But COVID hit. I stopped getting it cut. I don't know if she got sick, something happened, and I didn't get it cut. And then I only colored it when I cut it, so I wouldn't have as much to fool with. I just, as soon as I would get it cut, then that's when I would color it. And then when I stopped getting it cut, I stopped coloring it. So then I started letting it grow out and letting the white come in. I mean, it's been white for umpteen years. My mama was completely white-headed in her 20s. So mine, like, is white or silver, I don't know what you want to call it, all in the front. But it's been that way. But I let it go for a long time, and then I decided to start coloring again. And boy, when you start coloring, I used to say, I ain't never letting that stuff get back white again. It makes me look too old. Well, guess what? If it does, it just does. I've learned to accept it and love it and just deal with it. So if you want to grow your hair, if you want to let it go natural, if you want to color it, if you want it to be pink, if you want it to be blue, if you want it to be spiky on top, who cares? Be true to yourself and do it. Just do it. Same goes for your house, okay? I think that was the last thing I got here, is be who you are in your house. Decorate your house the way you want to decorate your house. Listen, don't try to be better homes and gardens if you're Field and Stream. You don't have to have the same style as what you see on TV, what you see in magazines. You have to be the style of what you like. My house doesn't have a style. My house is just eclectic. My house has little dibs and dabs of this, that, and the other. That's the road back in behind me. And a lot of little things y'all send me, little owl things that y'all send me. I have little things like that. I have crafts that I make. Listen, that's another thing. Crafts I make, they're probably not eye-pleasing to anybody else, but as long as they are to me, that's what matters. Whatever is in your house, let it reflect your style. Don't let it be a museum to a magazine. Don't be a slave to a magazine or some style program on the HGTV because you think that's what is in. What is in is what you like. So that is wrapping up my little talk for today. I hope I have given you the courage to be yourself. Break out of the way we were raised, that good girls don't do this. You don't have to be a certain way to fit in, because you don't have to fit in. Hold on. Okay, squeaky work truck. So the way we tie this in to our weight loss journey is you do a weight loss journey that you like, not that somebody else likes. Just because I'm doing iTrack Bites Better Balance, which is the same as WW Blue, You don't have to. You don't have to. You can count calories. You can do keto. You can do low carb. You can do anything you want to do. You can cut sugar out. You can cut fat out. You can do anything you want to do as long as you can sustain it. Now, make sure it's something you can sustain, or it's going to be hard on you. You're just making it hard on yourself, not because you think somebody else thinks what you should do. You do whatever you think you can sustain and continue to do. But that's how it ties into being true to yourself in our weight loss. Just be true to who you are, be true to what you want to do, the way you want to lose your weight, and don't think you have to explain it to anybody, or you don't have to apologize for why you're doing it. Anybody can think anything they want. Anybody can have any opinion they want, but that don't mean you have to change because of it. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today, with one of my favorite sayings. I think that might be on this outro. Is that on this outro? Because I changed between be your own kind of beautiful and dare to be different. So I want you to go out. I want you to dare to be different. And if they don't like it, send them my way. I'll set them straight. I love y'all. I thank y'all for being here. I hope that you have a wonderful week. And I will see you on my next video.